Hello all. Alright, let's get a lot of news, as much as we can. I'm sorry about the lousy video last time. The quality was poor, and it's probably not going to be much better on this one. I haven't yet found how to get up on corporate tube without them objecting. I guess it's because I don't have any corporate ads on my video. And you'll never find them on there. I'm not going to put corporate ads on there. If they insist on it, then I'll insist on leaving, and I'll let you guys know where we're going. But for now, we'll just stick with it, and I'll still work on the quality. Alright, let's go over to the news. That's the board. Okay, for anybody who's got a car or buying a car at this time, we'll spend, in the next 15 years, $20,000 on fuel cost if it stays at the present rate. $20,000 over 15 years. Now, who gets that money? Well, 14,000 of it goes directly into the oil company. Alright, a lot of people have talked about Saudi Arabia being different than the rest of the world in the way that their oil continuously flows. It doesn't seem to follow a bell curve like all the other countries do. Let me go over and show you how that works and what's going on maybe. It's just my own guess, my own thoughts. Okay, in Saudi Arabia, oil exports total petroleum liquids. That's everything. That's petroleum plus all the liquid fuels, the hydrogen and all the other different liquid, anything that comes from petroleum. That's not just the oil, that's everything. Okay, 2000, whoops, I forgot to finish. Okay, 2002, there was 7.2 billion barrels per day. 2003 it was 8.3, 2004 it was 8.4, and so on and so forth. It's all stayed pretty much in the 8s and the 1, 9, all 8s, 7, 7, 8, and 2012 hasn't come out yet. Let me show you how I think that this can be done. Almost all countries so far looks just like that. It's called a bell curve. This is peak. Everybody has a peak oil, and then pretty much the same decline as they were going up. Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, looks like that. Well, how could that be? How could you beat everybody else's bell curve? There's physically no way, since they haven't discovered any new oil fields of any significant size there for some time. So, how do you get a bell curve that looks like that? And there's actually possibly even a little tick like this now. So Saudi Arabia, roughly for the last 2 months, has maintained a 9 million barrels per day oil export. Last month it was 9.26. This month it's 9.15 million barrels per day. It is a slight drop. But how would you maintain well, if you included all your liquids, then you could do this, because as oil does this, and then you start to use fracking, you can bump this a little bit, but you can also include, because you're including all your liquids, your natural gas liquid. And so they will probably take a while before they peak under fracking. So that's what's going on. But my thought is that they've fudged it as much as they can with all the BS and their crap. And in reality, their oil is somewhere down in here, maybe. Something like that. But because they're including all their natural gas liquids, it still shows it as being high as it always has been. But we know that that's physically impossible. The glass of oil is being sucked out, and there's no way that a glass being emptied can refill itself. It doesn't work that way scientifically. Have you ever drank a glass of water and had more water go in than went out? Pretty tough to do. In the last 4 weeks, Brent Crude has gone up consecutively. Let me show you. Let's go get caught up on what's happening long term, monthly. Okay, here's Brent Crude Futures for a month. We started out the month at 112. We went down to almost 111, back up to 112, went all the way down to almost 109. People were talking about how it was going to go down really quickly, and prosperity and growth and all that was going to happen quickly. But instead, it went up to 112. Dribbled, came up to about 114 quickly, rocketed up to 117, died off a little, and then just lately we're all the way up to 118.9, almost up to 119 today. I wonder, I know everybody's wondering, does this mean that we've started to go off the cliff on the other side of peak oil? That's a good question. I'm questioning that because in the last about 6 days we've had around 5 barges in San Francisco Bay every day. 5, including yesterday. Why don't we go up and check out the barges in San Francisco Bay today, which supplies the oil that makes the gasoline that's sold in northern, central, and southern California and parts of Oregon. Alright, on such a beautiful, sunny, cold morning in San Francisco Bay, or around the San Francisco Bay. Okay, that is a barge right there. So there are 2 barges in San Francisco Bay. And let's go find out what Brent Crude is doing today. It looks pretty sad for the consumer. For the investor and the speculator, it looks really good. We're going to switch to the orange pen because, as you know, the closer we get to 120, the more damage is done to the economy. So today it was started at 117.5. Went down a little bit, went up, went over, went up, went over, did the ups and downs, and then started the ups, more ups, all the way up to 119.2. Came back down a little bit, and now it's going back up. And is at present 118.9. Almost 119. I think at 119 we'll switch over to the red pen. You remember what red meant. Drop the red pen. You never want to drop a red pen, do you? And we had an increase in gasoline prices again. It went up 10%, then it went up another about 11%, and then yesterday it went up 10 cents more. I'm sorry. That should be 10 cents, not 10%. So it went up 10 cents, then 10 cents more, and then yesterday 10 cents again. Inexpensive gas station. Expensive gas station. Okay, next item, let's go over to the board. Alright, permaculture. I saw a video just the other day, and I'm going to have the link on Pink Barrio underneath the video, along with the drought monitor link. But they talked about peak oil and permaculture. And they, under their opinion, permaculture is a sustainable way of life and can be done. Basically what it is are trees here and there, just like in a forest, some native, some non-native, but nuts and seed trees. This is the base of it. You also have areas of open meadows. So what you do is, in this farm, you harvest the trees, you harvest the mid section, which is called the mid area, which is your shrubbery that can live in partial shade, and you can have fruits and vegetables grow onto those. You have your meadows, which will grow your melons and your all your small crop that needs open areas. And around that you have native flowers and shrubbery all around that area, which keeps the bugs off of it, so you don't need any insecticides. So you harvest this all year round pretty much, with mushrooms growing down here to grasses, or from some grain growing maybe out in a big field over here, but grain is frowned upon. But they want, instead of eating grain, they want you to eat nuts and seeds, which is better for you than grains, which I tend to agree. If you're going to eat grains, make sure they're whole grain. So I'll put this video link on Pink Barrio, and I know we know it's long, but it's worth every. You're on YouTube to watch videos, so what does it matter if it's long or not? It's well worth it. Go check it out, and we'll see you next time. Okay, all. I just wanted to review this stamp. It's really a pretty stamp, and of course it's on Pink Barrio as well. You can buy these stamps, and they support the small artists here in Pink Barrio and around the world. You're not supporting big corporations.